Hi guys, you've hit the button, so it looks like the Harley Davidson Pan America is of some interest. Stick around, back in a sec. Okay, so thanks for joining me at Handlebars and Holidays once again. If you're new to the channel, please smash the subscribe button. But the subject of today's ride is the Harley Pan America. First things first, a huge thanks goes to Highway Harley in Midvale in wonderful Western Australia. If the Pan America is of interest to you, it's currently on demo there, so if you're in Western Australia, pop along. In fact, any of the Harley range, it's a great shop. Great bikes, great used bikes, but most of all, really nice guys. Go see the guys there, they will look after you, you will have a bit of a laugh, and it's a great place to get rid of some of your hard-earned money. So I think we're looking at a pretty impressive looking machine here. I like that kind of ghosted out Harley Davidson emblem there on the tank and the front of the fairing. Just a little subtle, I like the Harley Davidsons on the heads there. This particular one's got the Screaming Eagle titanium can on it, but it's as a standard bike. This is the sort of entry-level model. Nice big comfy seats, nice and neat on the back end there. No real need for a tail tidy or anything like that. Pretty chunky. I think it's a 170 tyre, so nice and chunky at the back end. Beautiful paint finish. The paint finish is absolutely lovely. Nice switch gear, get your words out, Carl. Little Harley there on the grips, you know, it's just everywhere. Nice tinted screen. I like the fact that there's a tinted screen on there, and the front end just reminds me, it's a bit Basking Shark or something, isn't it? Daytime runners there. It's just and I'm all about shades of black. I like the fact that this particular one is all shades of black. So yeah, from a cosmetic point of view, I think this is pretty damn good. Okay. Back to the road. So, the Pan America. What an interesting machine this is. A little bit controversial for Harley, I suppose. They're first dipping their toe into the adventure bike market. The all-new Revolution Max 1250 engine. So, yeah, it's all change, isn't it? Let's get a bit less wind. So, yeah, all change for Harley. A lot of people have said good things, a lot of people have said not so good things, but having been on the bike now for about half an hour, I'm absolutely blown away, to be honest. It's really comfy. I'm just in normal road mode now. I'm sat bolt upright, I've got no weight on my wrists whatsoever. I'm getting very little wind. I have got the screen in the highest position. I'm 5'10", and possibly I could benefit from a screen that's slightly taller. I suspect as you're going a little bit faster, the wind would probably be thrown a little bit higher as well. So I'll reserve judgment on the screen for now. This is a bike to ride a long way on. So yeah, just where am I coming from with this? Well, I've had a couple of Harleys for a total of 13 years. I actually don't have a Harley at the moment. I'm about 6 months of not owning a Harley, and to be honest, I'm missing it a little bit. So I've been looking forward to riding this bike. I thought it would be of particular interest to me, and it certainly is. It's a heck of a thing. Okay, so let's just have a look at the basic specs of this machine. Certainly from an electronics point of view, I'm not going to delve into that really at all. There is absolutely loads of information on the net of all the different features that this bike has. So just let's look at the basics just for a second. Price-wise, $33,495 as per the Aussie website. The weight's 245 kilos. The tank is 21.2 litres, which by my reckoning is about 380 kilometres range, which is pretty good. Seat height on the standard model is adjustable from 830 to 850 mil. And of course, we've got the 1250 Revolution Max V-twin producing 150 brake horse at 8,750 RPM and 127 Newton meters of torque at 6,750 RPM. Fantastic colour TFT, really easy to see. Bags of information. I really like the TFT. And things such as cruise control, 6-axis IMU, adaptive lighting, which is superb, traction control, ABS, all lean sensitive, all switchable, tyre pressure monitoring, hill hold, heated grips. This bike is basically missing nothing, to be honest. I can't really find anything that it doesn't have. As you go into, well, your other option is the adaptive ride height, which would be the massive thing for this particular model. So 47mm inverted forks, monoshock on the rear, wheels are 19-inch on the front, 17-inch on the rear, brakes being Brembo, 4-pot caliper on the front, single pot on the rear. So they're just basic specs. Steering damper is standard. So let's get back out on the road. That's a lot more interesting than the specs, isn't it? So first off, the thing that hits you when you jump on this is it's super comfy. The TFT, while I'm staring at it there, hopefully the camera's picking that up well, it's super clear, everything you want on there. This bike is so laden with electronics, I honestly can't think of anything that it doesn't have. And it's all laid out so nicely. I did do a review on the Sportster S a few weeks back. If you're interested in that, just look back through my videos. Same switch gear and everything, but super clear, super easy. Again, I'm not going to play too much with the TFT, but all of it's all very intuitive. It's not something you need to carry the instruction book in your pocket just in case you forget how something works. Everything's relatively straightforward. There's no real issues with anything. The thing that shines through, and it always shines through on Harleys for me, is the build quality. Everywhere you look, this is just nicely made. It's just really nicely, everything's chunky, everything's beefy. When I sold my last Harley, I'd had it for 7 years and it was in literally showroom condition. I mean, I do look after things, to be fair, but there was no tarnishing on any of the chrome or anything like that. It was literally in showroom condition, 7 years old. So in terms of build quality with Harley, I'm all over it. I think it's absolutely second to none. So I've got this in road mode at the moment. It's super comfy. The road mode does adjust the suspension, I believe, to comfort things up a little bit, shall we say. Even little things like there's rubber inserts in all the foot pegs just to take away a little bit of vibration, and you can tell there's just really no vibration. It's very smooth. Unfortunately, they've gone with my little pet hate of this. I really hate that reservoir stuck there in a little plastic jar. That looks cheap, but it is what it is. What can you do? I've got to find something, haven't I? Yeah, I think the wind protection from that screen is pretty good, and you get a fair bit of wind protection from the handguards too. The mirrors are good, nice clear visibility. I can see my arms to the tune of probably about 20% of the mirror, so 80% of it I can see the road clear behind. Indicators are self-cancelling. We've got nice modern switch gear, but they've obviously stuck with the Harley's tried and tested self-cancelling indicators, which, to be fair, once you've had a bike with those, everything else is just frustrating because you forget. So yeah, the self-cancelling indicators are excellent. Span adjustable levers on both sides, which is a nice little plus. Often you only get that on one. The sort of peg to seat height ratio, when I first sat on the bike, I thought it seemed a tiny bit high. It's almost a little bit sports bike-ish. But now, no, it feels really nice. It actually kind of suits everything. The position really is absolutely excellent. Again, initial sit on the bike, I thought that the seat felt hard. It actually feels soft now. It feels real nice, and you can actually feel that rear seat, sort of the front of the rear seat acts as almost like a little, what's the word I'm looking for, like a bum stop. So that's quite nice. That's quite comforting, so to speak. No, little old car there, look. The fueling is nice and smooth for if you're riding in traffic. It's not snatchy at all. That titanium can has got a really nice tone to it. Try and find a little bit quieter road and see what it really sounds like. It's got a nice little burble on the afterrun, the overrun. Afterrun? Overrun? Not sure. I had a quick look on the net last night, knowing I was bringing this bike out today, at the accessory range, and as is always the case with Harley, it's massive. Any Harley Davidson salesman will generally tell you that buying the bike is just the start. It's the accessory catalogue that costs you the money. But yeah, there's a massive range of accessories. There's different types of panniers in different colours, and inserts for the panniers, and bash plates, and different windshields, and radiator guards, and pegs, and the list goes on and on and on. So there's, if you want to make the bike your own, there's certainly facility to do so. There is loads and loads of accessories. Okay, let's just give it a bit of a squirt while we're in road mode. Okay, there's no mistaking that this is a 150 horsepower bike. She's certainly got some go. I think the thing that is quite impressive there, while still in road mode, everything is super comfy. You know, even when you're on the gas, it's just so comfortable. It's not quite as intense as some bikes, you know. It doesn't feel like it's putting you under pressure. Very, very easy to ride. In fact, it's just generally very sort of confidence giving. Okay, so I've just flicked into sport mode, and straight away you can feel the suspension's firmed up a little bit, the throttle's a bit more responsive. There's a noticeable difference straight away. There's a definite difference in sport mode, for sure. This is a very, very capable machine. I think the fact that the handlebars are just pulled back that tiny bit more, that essentially makes you sit up straight, makes such a difference to the seating position. It just puts the weight in the right place on your bum. So you're not squashing the unsquashables or anything like that. Oh, there's a definite difference in sport. Worlds apart. There's a definite difference to the comfort in sport as well, though. So if you're, I mean, I would say if you're not using sport for the sporty, bit more enthusiastic riding, I'd stick in road, simply because it softens everything up that little bit more. But there is a definite difference. yeah, the little bumps in the road. I've just flicked back into road now, and the little bumps in the road, the joints in the tarmac, the bits where the road's been patched and things, you can barely feel them in road, but you obviously feel them in sport. So depending on what you're doing, I mean, I know a lot of people will just stick a bike in sport and leave it there, and which is fine if that's what you want to do. But in terms of comfort levels, there's definitely some advantage to be had knocking this back into road. That electronically adjusting suspension is certainly doing its job. Okay, one thing I would just say, if you look down there, that little tab which is for your heel to pull down the side stand is very close to that gear shift, so you've got to be really careful not to catch that when you're trying to put your stand down, because you just knock the bike into first and stall it. That could have been slightly different. Considering this is the first adventure bike that Harley's made, I can't believe how much they seem to have ticked every box. This is certainly a bike that you could ride for hours and hours in a day with absolutely, I can't imagine anything being any more comfortable, to be honest. There's such a lot of nice things that I could say about this, and I would sound a little bit like an advert for Harley Davidson or Highway Harley in doing so. It might be easier to say the only negative things I can say about this is I don't like that. And that little lever for the kickstand is a bit close to the gear change lever. But God, if that's the only things you can pick, this is really nice. I think the adaptive ride height on this bike, especially, I mean, I'm 5'10" with a 32-inch inseam. I'm not actually sure, to be honest, whether this seat, I know it's adjustable from 820 to I think it's 820 to 850. I'm not sure whether it's in the lower or higher position. I would guess it's in the higher position, and I would probably drop it down to the lower if it was. But the ability for the bike to pick itself up and lower itself down when you're manoeuvring and such like would be most welcome. That would just be a really nice additional feature. I think I'd go as far as to say, if I had the space in the garage, the money in the bank, and I could somehow talk the missus into agreeing, I would have one of these in the garage. This is it's very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. I was accused of saying very too much on one of my videos. You know who you are. But it's very, 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 very nice. There's a lovely little burble from that exhaust. Really nice. So in summary, what can I say about the Harley Davidson Pan America? Well, I can't say enough, to be honest. This is a really nice bike. It's kind of blown me away a bit. I think if you just had one bike, if you were looking for something as a bit of an all-rounder, it would certainly tick the boxes. You could do, apart from serious off-roading, I think you could do pretty much everything on this bike. It would be a great tourer. Load it up with some bags and set off for a week somewhere. It would be wonderful, be ideal for that. But honestly, with the suite of electronics that are on this bike, it's pretty damn hard to fault. It's such a nice machine. I've really enjoyed having a few hours on it this morning. So if you're interested in the Pan America, get yourself down to your local Harley dealer. If you're in Western Australia, go see the guys at Highway Harley in Midvale. They will surely look after you. Really nice guys. You'll have a laugh. But yeah, this is a very, very impressive machine. Okay, so I'm going to sign off. Thanks for joining me at Handlebars and Holidays. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will be back soon with something else. So, as ever, take care and ride safe.